The fifth and final stage of the CDL season kicks off tomorrow, and it's shaping up to be quite the stage. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unscripted, where today I'm giving 4 bold predictions for CDL Stage 5. And as always, we're doing it off of the script. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like down below. Also, leave a comment with your bold predictions for Stage 5. I would love to hear them. And also, subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos like this one from me in the future. I appreciate all of that as we grow this channel. And let's hop right into the video. Alright, first up, we are talking about everybody's favorite team to talk about. That is the Greenwall Optic Chicago. So my prediction for them this stage is that I think they will have their best placement of the season so far and finish top 3 in Stage 5. So that is a little bold because they have struggled a lot. They've sort of been losing similar ways all season long. But here's why I think that. The first reason is just because I think it's really just put up or shut up time. They need to be better. They need to be fine-tuned. They've been saying, like I said, all season long about, oh, it's just little small mistakes. It's really simple stuff we just keep doing over and over. Well, you have 2 of the top 5 Call of Duty players of all time, 2 more guys who are headed to the top 10, 15 of all time, and just some really good Call of Duty minds and some really good Call of Duty talent on this team. So there's really no reason anymore for them to be making simple mistakes over and over again. If you do the same things, fix it. It's time for that. You are definitely capable of doing that. Just do it. Again, I think they still have the talent to get a top 3 placement. I know a lot of people say, oh, this team still has the talent to be the best team and win everything. I don't think so. They do not have the talent anymore to win consistently, get first place at these majors. I just don't think so. They have talent. I don't think they're as talented as FaZe, Toronto, etc. However, they do have the talent to get a top 3 placement, and they have not done that yet this season. So if there's any time they're going to do it, they can do it right now, or they can do it at Champs. But I just think they have the talent to do well, maybe not the best, but well. And they also have smart minds to be able to fix these same mistakes they're making over and over again. I think they're putting in the time. I think they realize now it is really put up or shut up time, and we're going to get the best Optic team we've seen all season long. But who knows? They will have to improve versus the top teams, definitely, if they want to do this. We all know they've been pretty much abysmal versus the other 5 teams in the top 6. So if they want to do this and improve their placement in Stage 5, it's going to have to come via beating the top teams. We know they can beat the bottom teams. They do it all the time. But they have to start beating top teams. They have not done that this year pretty much at all. So it's time for that. And if they do that, I can easily see them finally cracking into the top 3 in Stage 5. Next up, we are talking about the team who surprised everybody at the Stage 4 major, the Dallas Empire, with their 2nd place finish, and I think they will fall out of the top 5 in Stage 5. Now, this does not necessarily mean I think they're going to fall out of the top 5 at the major for their placement, but I just think at some point throughout the group stage or at the major, I don't think they'll be considered a top 5 team anymore. And again, why do I think this? Well, I think there's a chance they could have just been a flash in the pan at the Stage 4 major, and why do I think that? Well, they've really been inconsistent for a while, and we did not see anything resembling that level of play from them since like back in Stage 2 with Hook still on the team. They've been really up and down all season long, and pretty much after Stage 2, it's been mostly down. They were really bad when they had Fellow in there. They couldn't win anything. Even when Vivid got there to start, they couldn't win a lot. They were really struggling. They just narrowly even squeaked into the winner's bracket at the major. Then they end up just going on this massive run and getting 2nd place. So it was, a very typical performance, and it was impressive. Like, they deserve all the credit in the world for what they did at the major because none of us expected that. However, we just have not seen it from them other than at that major in a while to be able to say, okay, they're guaranteed they're going to do it again, because there's no guarantees. I think other teams are going to get better. I think now's the time where, like I was saying about Optic, I think all the teams are going to be fine-tuned and playing at their best. And if that's the case, there are definitely plenty of teams who are capable of beating the Dallas Empire. So they got 2nd, no guarantees they're going to do it again. I think at some point they're going to fall off a little bit. They still do have Shotzi, and he is like out of his mind right now. He's in the conversation for top 5 players in the world easily. He's definitely a top 5 player in the world. I mean, he's just been phenomenal. So when you have that guy running around, you always have a chance to beat anybody. But Crim6 and Illy, I mean, Crim6 played great at the major. Illy played okay, but that was the best we've seen them play pretty much all year, or at least in a long time. So until I see them doing it consistently throughout group play, I think there's a chance they fall out of the top 5. And then on land, maybe they'll get back there because they clearly were better on land than they were online at any point with this roster. So maybe they'll fall out of the top 5 in the group play, but then play really well at the land and get back into that. I don't know, but I just think at some point they're going to struggle, and then we'll have to see how they react to it. Up next, we have the New York Subliners, and they're a team that I think will get back to their top 2 status at some point throughout Stage 5. Again, not necessarily saying they're going to place top 2 at the major. I obviously could see that happening, but just at some point throughout the group stages, I think they're going to play really, really well, and they'll be right back in that conversation for a top 2 team in the game the way they were in Stage 3 and then in Stage 4 before they lost Asim. So Stage 4 was rough all around for them, especially at the major. You know, Clay did not have his best stage in Stage 4. I'd say it might have been his worst stage of the season. Hydra, he didn't play quite as well either. I mean, he's still very good, but he definitely was better in Stage 3 when they were all frying. And then, of course, losing Asim for the major was just going to make that tough for them because he does so much for this team. He really is their glue. He's the guy who he plays as a role where he probably shouldn't get stats. Like, stats are going to be hard to come by, and he still puts up crazy stats. That's the thing with him. He plays like the hardest role in the game. He's very irreplaceable, and he still puts up numbers. I mean, this guy is amazing. I hate when I see any disrespect towards Asim's name. Top 5 SMG player in the game, you know, without a doubt, in my opinion. He has been great for them, and it showed at the major without him how much they need him. So now that they have him back, it should be good. And their control is getting a little bit better too. So when we look at all the game modes, they were 6-2 in hardpoint in the group stage with Asim, so they're still very good at hardpoint. They finished the stage 6-7 because they were 0-5 at the major without him, but that won't happen again. They'll be great at hardpoint when they have Asim back in there. I have no doubts. In search, they were good throughout the stage, even without Asim, which kind of surprised me. And then control, they were 2-3 with Asim, so it was not great, but it was better than their 2-7 record overall in Stage 3. And even back then, they were horrible at control, and they were still a top 2 team in Stage 3. So if they even can just be decent at control and they get back to their hardpoint ways, which I think they will do. You know, Mac has been phenomenal on hardpoints. Hydra's been very good on hardpoints too. Then you get Asim back in there to run the routes and make the plays. I think they'll be right back in the conversation for best hardpoint team in the game. So all of that adds up to a team who definitely can contend for a top 2 spot. I think they will play Atlanta FaZe at some point in the group stage, so that's a perfect chance right there for them to make a statement. If they come out and they beat FaZe again in the group stage, which I think they've beaten FaZe twice now in best of 5s, they do that again, I think they're right back in there in that conversation. They will deserve it. So look out for New York. I think don't sleep on them. They get Asim back, and they will be right back to being a force. And last but not least, we are talking about the defending champions from Stage 4, the Atlanta FaZe. And my bold prediction for them is that they will not three-peat and win Stage 5 once again. So you might say, you know, that's not a bold prediction. They're only one team. You're pretty much saying 11 out of 12 teams will win and this one team won't win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might not be that bold, but it also kind of is bold because of just how good they've been throughout the past couple of stages, throughout the entire season. They have been just phenomenal. There was a very brief moment in time where I think they weren't the best team in the game. You know, after the Stage 2 major where Toronto won and they started Stage 3 hot, I think Toronto had them. But for the most part, FaZe has been the best team pretty much all season long. But they are beatable. They've shown that. Dallas Empire had them on the ropes. We were all a little bit surprised by that. I think when Dallas got into the grand finals, we all kind of expected a blowout. And then Dallas took them to, Game 9, round 10. They were 2 rounds away from beating FaZe in the entire series. So they for sure are beatable. They have lost this season multiple times. It can happen. And I think the other teams are getting better. Like I've been saying, it's not necessarily that I think FaZe is going to get worse because they probably won't. They're well coached. They play the game smart, and they are just so talented. However, I think these other teams will be better. Optic will be better, I think. New York will be better with Asim back in there. I think Toronto will hit all cylinders. They'll be firing. Dallas, again, I don't think they will be, but they can still beat FaZe on their best day. So there's a lot of other teams who are capable of beating this Atlanta FaZe team. It's not that I think they're going to be bad because obviously they're not going to be. It's just that when it's pretty much them versus the field and it's one team or 11 other teams, one of those 11 other teams can definitely win this thing. I mean, like I said, Toronto, they're going to be great. Optic should be better. All these teams have a chance of beating FaZe, and it's not like I'm predicting one of them to win. I'm just saying, I'm not predicting a specific team to win. I'm not saying Toronto will win and FaZe won't. I'm just saying FaZe won't win because somebody has to knock them off. I think a couple teams are capable, and it will happen at some point during the Stage 5 major to get them out of there. Now, the hard thing is you have to beat them twice. They have to lose a best of 5, and then if they get back to grand finals, another best of 9. So there's plenty of chances for this team to just run through the competition, but I don't think that will happen in Stage 5. I think finally someone's going to put up a fight and get them out of the championship spot in Stage 5. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below and also leave a comment with your thoughts on my predictions and some predictions of your own. And subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos from me in the future. I appreciate all of that so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.